हेलो भैया, इसमें ना अपने आप रिकॉर्डिंग बंद हो जा रही है। ठीक है, ठीक है। रिकॉर्डिंग ना दिखाऊँ? ठीक। ना ना साहब, मैं तो बता दूँगा ना कोई नहीं। ठीक है, 5 सेकंड की रिकॉर्डिंग होती है बंद होगा।
आप पास कर लें? नहीं अभी नहीं है सर।
मैं रुकवाऊँगा, हम फोटो मारना कल हमारे फिर एक फ़ोटो हमारे सेंटर में। इसमें कार्ड कौन सा लगा था तूने?
मैंने तो लगाया नहीं था इसमें, पहले से लगाया था। कल जो यूज़ हो रहा था ना उसमें।
ये बता
कार्ड के वजह से
हाँ सर, एक फ़ोटो
चला
फिर वहाँ पे लाइन में पड़ेगा और इस कैमरे का बिल्कुल सही है वो चीज़ बताइए।
ये कार्ड आप आगे वाले फोटो दे दो। एक बार चेक करो रिकॉर्डिंग। पहले फॉर्मेट मार देता हूँ ना कार्ड।
अब मैंने चेक कर रहा था इसमें 10-15 सेकंड की हो गई थी। मैंने ऑन ऑफ करना है, कार्ड उठा कर
जाना
आ जाएगी ना, इसके बाद
अभी कैमरा लाइट चल रहा है।
एंट्री करवाना है।
उसके बाद सेकंड
सेंटर में आ जाइए सर आप।
ठीक है सर।
Morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
हाँ रेडी सर। सर वेट सर। चलो तुम्हें थैंक यू सर।
वेलकम सर।
Yes, sir. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of THDC India Limited, I'm honored to welcome Chief Guest of today's event, respected Shri R.K. Vishnoi, CMD THDC India Limited, Shri Manoj Tripathi, Chairman BBMB, Shri Sharendra Singh, Director Personal THDC India Limited, Shri A.K. Dinkar, Secretary CBIP, Shri S.N. Tripathi, Regional ED NTPC, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers and participants to the conclave on harnessing hydropower potential under Large Hydro Active Reach Out initiative of Ministry of Power, being organized by THDC India Limited in association with CBIP. Thank you, dignitaries. Lord Ganesha is a symbol of knowledge, also known as Vidharta, and is always worshipped first in any ceremony. So let's take a moment to seek blessings of Lord Ganesha. Please join me in welcoming the performers to present Ganesh Vandana.
भावे संतति संतति सब ही भरपूर पावे ऐसे तुम महाराज मोको अति भावे स्वामी नंदन
After an auspicious start, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great moment for having with us well-known personality of Indian power sector, Shri R.K. Vishnoi Sir, CMD, THDC India Limited, as our chief guest. We are grateful for your gracious presence, sir. May I request you to please join us on dais? Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for Shri R.K. Vishnoi Sir.
What is the on and on?
I would now request Shri Manoj Tripathi Sir, Chairman BBMB, to join us on dais, please. I request Shri Shailendra Singh Sir, Director Personal, THDC India Limited, to please join us on dais, sir. May I now request Shri A.K. Dinkar Sir, Secretary CBIP, who is a former Engineer-in-Chief Irrigation Department, Uttarakhand, to join us on dais, please. I now request Shri S.N. Tripathi Sir, Regional ED NTPC, to please join us on dais. Our dignitaries are gracious enough to join us this morning. May we welcome them with a huge round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed further, I would request Shri Sandeep Singhal Sir, ED Technical, THDC India Limited, to please join us on dais to formally welcome our dignitaries. First of all, I would request you, sir, to please welcome Shri R.K. Vishnoi Sir by presenting him a shawl in the cap. I request you, sir, to kindly felicitate Shri Manoj Tripathi Sir, Chairman BBMB, by presenting him a shawl in the cap. Next Shri Shailendra Singh Sir, Director Personnel, THDC India Limited. Now I request you, sir, to please felicitate Shri A.K. Dinkar, sir, Secretary, CBIP. I request you, sir, to kindly felicitate Shri S.N. Tripathi, sir, Regional ED NTPC, by presenting him a shawl and a cap. Can we have a huge round of applause for our dignitaries on dais? May I now invite Shri Shailendra Singh Sir, Director Personnel, THDC India Limited, for the welcome address, please.
Considering this august gathering consists of leaders from hydropower sector, I start with invoking shloka from the 5th chapter of Rig Veda Samhita relating to the importance and worship of water. Avasya ananta amritam, avasya bhajasya upam ut prashasyate deva bhavta vanijya. जल में अमृत है, जल में औषधि है, हे ऋषि जनों, ऐसे श्रेष्ठ जल की प्रशंसा अर्थात स्तुति करने में शीघ्रता बढ़ते। Respected CMD TDCIL, Chairman of LAHAR Committee and Chief Guest of the occasion, Shri R.K. Vishnoi, members of LAHAR Committee, that is Chairman BBMB Shri Manoj Tripathi, Secretary CBIP Shri A.K. Dinkar, distinguished guests, participants from peer hydro entities such as NHPC, SJVN, NTPC, NIPCO, BBMB, DVC, CEA, and leaders from premier institutions like IOCL, IIT Roorkee, colleagues and fellow proponents of hydropower, I extend a warm welcome in the inaugural of second LAHAR Conclave, which is being organized by TJCL under the aegis of MOPGI to the serene and sacred city of Rishikesh, known for its spiritual and natural beauty. To honor distinguished guests and leaders from renowned public sector undertakings and prestigious institutions, your presence adds immense value to our discussions, and we are honored to have you join us as we explore the future of hydropower. Today's gathering is not just a meeting of mind, but a testament to our shared commitment to the future of hydropower in India, a cornerstone of our nation's sustainable energy strategy. LAHAR, Large Hydro Active Reach Out, is an initiative aimed to focus on the collective branding of the hydropower sector. Its goal is to foster a positive community response towards hydropower developmental activities and counter negative perceptions about hydropower that are prevalent in society at large. India, as we know, is ranked 6th in terms of hydroelectric power, possessing an impressive 46.85 gigawatt of large hydroelectric power. For the smooth execution of hydropower projects, obtaining various clearances, including environmental approvals, and addressing local issues, including rehabilitation and resettlement, are most crucial. Smart handling of these matters is essential for seamless project implementation. The LAHAR Conclave serves as an invaluable platform for industry experts, stakeholders, and leaders to converge, share insights, and collaborate on advancing hydropower technologies and practices. It provides a forum to explore innovative solutions to the challenges facing our sector, from environmental considerations to technological advancements. Furthermore, This conclave facilitates a deeper understanding of the policy frameworks that impact our projects, advocating for policies that promote responsible and sustainable higher power development. Strengthening partnerships with government agencies is also crucial in facilitating project approvals and seamless implementation. This conclave is a great opportunity as it brings together distinguished gathering for fostering dialogue and enabling strategic alliances to shape the future of hydropower in India. Together, we can harness the immense potential of hydropower to ensure a brighter and more sustainable energy for the future of our nation. Thank you once again to all the participants for your commitment and contribution to this pivotal event. I firmly believe that discussions, presentations, and knowledge sharing in this conclave will significantly enrich our understanding and valuably contribute to our collective journey towards enabling reliable, affordable, 24/7 power to the nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to invite Shri Manoj Tripathi, sir, Chairman BBMB, for his address, please.
Good morning, everyone. Dignitaries on the dais, CMD TSDC, and Chairman of the LAHAR Committee, Shri R.K. Vishnoi ji, Director, Personal TSDC, Shri Seren Singh ji, Secretary CBIP, Shri Dinkar ji, Executive Director NTPC, Shri Yashan Tripathi ji, dignitaries of the dais, we have our retired ex-member from CA, retired Chief Engineer from CA. We have many other dignitaries. Mr. K.K. Singh is there. We are seeing our member Power from BJP is also there. So, a warm welcome from my side also to all the participants here. Regarding this LAHAR initiative, it was started somewhere around more than 1 year ago, and the first LAHAR conclave was conducted in New Delhi. So therein, what I see that the major participants are the same here. What they were there, and we deliberated a lot on those issues. But still we are seeing that the issues still remain the same. First of all, I would like to compliment TSDC because that conclave was conducted long back. I think it's more than 1.5 years that conclave was conducted, and TSDC took an initiative to conduct another LAHAR conclave after that. So a lot of compliments from me to TSDC, CMD TSDC and his team. This LAHAR initiative basically it provides all these stakeholders a platform to discuss the positive impacts of hydro sector, the issues affecting the hydro sector, and the way forward, how to move ahead with the present issues, because issues will always be present, issues were earlier also, issues are still there, but how to move it ahead in the power sector. So this conclave is a very meaningful task which has been assigned by Ministry of Power to all the CPSUs. So I think we should hold it time and again, maybe in a gap of 3 years and 3 months or so, 3 months or 6 months. And the best part will be to hold these seminars in those states where the issues are more, like in Uttarakhand there are major issues. So this is a quite good place to hold such a seminar. Then we have other states also which are lagging behind in hydropower, where the initiatives are not matching with the country's initiatives. So we should hold it in other parts of the country, especially the northeast part of the country, because there the potential, the hydro potential is maximum, and we could harness only a very limited amount of hydro potential out of that. Regarding our hydro journey, if you see, hydro is an initiative. We can say that it's present since the use of the hydropower is present since the ancient times in the forms of water mills. Earlier during the ancient times, we had the water mills. We used to run the flour to convert wheat to flour. So in India, if you see, the hydropower started somewhere in 1897 with the commission of after that the journey didn't had gone very well till the independence period, because till the independence period we are having only very mini and micro type of plants, the smaller plants. But suddenly after independence, what happened at the major part of India, because that western Punjab actually, they were the main producers of wheat and rice. So the major part of India went to Pakistan. So therein the government thought that to go for the development of the country. So to start with, there were three organizations which were created at that time. One was the DVC. DVC was constituted to control the floods in the Damodar river. That was created in Jharkhand and West Bengal. Second organization, though it was not an organization at that point of time, it was a construction board. DBMB was created somewhere in 1948 as a board, and later on it became an organization after the passing of the Reorganization Act. And so all these projects, we say the DVC projects, BBMB projects, and Hirakud Dam, so they all started somewhere in 1948. So the initial purpose of starting these projects was not power actually. At that time, the major purpose of starting this multi-purpose projects was to provide irrigation facilities, to provide flood moderation. So these were the major objectives of the hydropower. So in this context, I can say that BBMB and TSDC, they are quite similar because we both are operating multi-purpose projects. Tehri is a very well-known dam, highest dam in India, 261 meter high. And when Bhakra was commissioned, it was at that time the highest dam, 225 meter dam, and both are serving the same purpose. I remember still I was living in Noida, so there we used to get salty water. So after the commissioning of the Tehri dam, things improved. In Noida, people used to get sweet water, we call sweet water there, the water was coming from Tehri. Apart from that, these multi-purpose projects, like if you talk of Bhakra and Pong projects, so they are holding all the waters of the Satluj and Beas, which is coming from the catchment areas. And the catchment area of Satluj starts from China, major part of the catchment area is there. So they are holding the major part of all the monsoon waters which earlier used to drain to the ocean, that was harnessed by these dams, the Bhakra Dam, Pong Dam, and here the water of the Bhagirathi river is being harnessed by Tehri Dam. So these are the three major projects in the northern India which have done a lot. If we talk of our BBMB project, we are supplying around 34,000 million cubic meter of water to our partner states. And we are irrigating almost 8% of the total irrigated area of the country through the waters we are supplying through our dams. So this is a contribution which multi-purpose projects can only have. And what I request that all the PSUs are here, so we should restart our journey towards the multi-purpose projects. At present, if I am seeing, we are having only one multi-purpose, that's the Polavaram project is going on. Then Divang is also a sort of project for flood moderation aspect. So we should go for more multi-purpose projects because the amount of basically we can say that the boost to the economy what the multi-purpose gives and the water security what it provides, because energy security can be provided by many other means, but water security can be only provided by the dams. If we see the location of the dams, they are unique to the site situations because Bhakra Dam was built at a cost which because for a dam, basically for a concrete type of dam, you need a suitable site here. The geology has to support it. So these all sites are unique and we should not compromise on the height of the dam. Suppose we are building a storage dam. I have read the history of Bhakra. When Bhakra was made, it was not made as a 225 meter dam starting, if you see pre-independence era. So at that point of time, we were thinking that we should make a dam of a height of about 200 meters, less than 200 meters. Because there was one town, Bilaspur, old Bilaspur town, that was being drowned by the rivers of that. If you will be making 225 meter high dam, so sir, that time was being submerged. So later on, the Raja of Bilaspur, he agreed to it and we made the dam 225 meter high. So making it 225 meter, we are able to harness the entire water of the Satluj what's coming during the monsoon season. So these type of things like now I think NHPC is going for Upper Siang. There also we have to harness the water of this Siang river. So there also we should not compromise on the height of the dam because storage sites are limited. They are not, and they are unique to the situation, basically to the geology, what's it's related. I had been in the hydropower sector. Before joining CA, I had worked with the thermal projects, fertilizer projects, but after joining CA the last 25 years, I had been in the hydropower sector and I am seeing almost all the major projects which have been constructed during this 25 years of time. So after joining BBMB, actually becoming curiosity was all at that point of time, we had been large structures. Because if you see our Bhagla Dam, it's a very large structure, 225-meter high, and at that time it was the highest dam being constructed throughout the world. Though after construction, another dam was constructed, it was almost similar height, but at that point of time it was up. And if you see the issues there was a lot of geological issues, clay bank, but still that dam was built, and it's a very beautiful built dam. Maybe then I thought of what was the technology at that point of time. When I visited Coal Dam at that time, people used to told me that that's the largest dia we are having in the Himalayas. It was 14-meter dia. But our Bhakra Dam has divergent tunnels of a dia of 15.3 meter, and that's the largest divergent tunnels, or we can say address tunnels, constructed anywhere in India, and maybe because Himalayan divergent is not present in many parts of the world, we can say it's one of the largest divergent tunnels which have been made throughout the world. Regarding concrete of the dam, it was an immense amount of concreting, but still the concreting of the dam that was completed in a record time of 7-8 years. The mighty Satluj, because nowadays what we are having under sluice, we are having orifice type of spillways, and under sluices are also present. The Bhakra Dam doesn't have any under sluice, except there are 8 gate openings for the river sluices. They are called river sluices. So that diversion was still a challenge at Bhakra. So that diversion was meant for around 6,500 cubics of water at that point of time. There were 2 diversion tunnels were built more than 1 kilometer long of a dia of 15.3 meter. So technology was present there at that point of time, though for geological investigations only geotechnical methods were there, geophysical methods were not present at that point of time. Extensive geological investigations were carried out in making the Bhakra Dam, and I have seen the geological investigation carried out in Teri Dam also. They are quite extensive. Bhakra Dam, Teri Dam, when I correlate these 2 dams, I see that lot of geotechnical investigations have been done and lot of amount have been spent. So whenever a storage dam is built, I think we should not compromise with the geotechnical investigation. We should do as much as geotechnical investigation, because it's not only useful for the purpose of getting any uncertainties, ruling out any uncertainties, it's good for the contract also. Because when the contractor is knowing that these are the amount of uncertainties, he will be loading that in the contract, and that contract will be more useful for that type of project. After the BDMB projects, then many other projects came. Nagarjun Sagar Dam project came, then Teri Dam, Sardar Sarovar, now Polaram is under construction, Diwan is under construction. So these are all big dams, and I had always been an advocate of large dams, especially storage dams, because they provide the water security, they provide what the other basically RO plants are not providing, and they are useful for the later generations, we can say, because water security is an issue which will certainly come. We are a water scarce country, if you see, compared to other countries, we are a water scarce country, and this water scarcity is likely to increase in the future times. So storage dams are the requirement of the times, but how to deal with the issues? So they are made, because Teri Dam had been a dam where a lot of activists, they were opposing at that time of construction, and I think it's the most agitated, we can say, dam, and THDC had done a lot good thing that they constructed the dam, and now the fruits of that commissioning, we are all enjoying it, and now nobody is saying that why we have made Teri Dam. So these are the problems, challenges, what comes in making a big dam, and we should address it suitably at various forums with the stakeholders, maybe state government, with the district administration, everyone, we should focus it on. Regarding the present issues, what I see, because I have been in the hydro sector in CA also, Central Electricity Authority, I had worked for more than 25 years there, and I had dealt with under construction as well as under operation projects. So what's the major thing, what's challenging things for the present under construction projects are, first of all, there are policy changes. There are a lot of policy changes going in many of the states, like water cess. It's an issue which has cropped up since 2010 when JNK introduced that water cess. So that is an issue which is challenging the viability of the projects. So I think that's a policy type of change what happened, and because of that, many of the projects they are stuck up. Even our project has got stuck up because of this upcoming project has stuck up because of water cess. Then there is an increase in free power in many of the states. That's also a challenge because maintaining the viability of hydro projects is very important. If we see the total benefits of the hydro projects, maybe in the storage projects we have less of tangible benefits but lot of intangible benefits which we are not able to make it account because that accounting is very difficult. So ultimately our basically whatever project will be commissioning, we have to establish the viability. So with this water cess and increase in free power, so that is a challenge for future projects. And I think suitable, I think from MOP there is nobody, but we should address it at suitable level that these policy changes should at least not happen to maintain the viability of the projects. Second issue is the contractual issues. Contractual issues, we don't have very, we can say financially sound civil contractors, especially we can say financially sound civil contractors present in the market. All the major civil contractors which were earlier very good, like Jayaprakash Industries, where they were very good contractors. So all the major contractors, they are financially not sound, and it's very difficult to, and our bidding style is that we are going for L1, then still ER is there. So they are quoting at a very competitive rate, and they are cash stripped type of company. So that's also a challenge which we have tried to address it. Mr. Vishnoi and me, we were in a committee, he was chairman of the committee. So we had deliberated on this issue, and Ministry has supported us in establishment of the independent engineer for dispute avoidance and conciliation mechanism for dispute resolution of the projects. I think that's helping now a lot of projects, but still that viability issues with the civil contractors, that is still an issue. And with times, I think we should frame our contract document in such a way so that whatever is due to the contractor, that should pass to the contractor in a timely way. So that can address the financial viability of the contractors also. Regarding other issues, what we have seen in the under construction projects is the expertise required. Expertise required in hydro projects is multi-dimensional. Normally in a thermal project, you build a boundary, within a boundary you have to construct the project. Here you need multi-dimensional aspects, like you need good geologists, you need good civil engineers. In civil engineers also there is a lot of expertise needed in dam design, underground structures, tunnels, etc. Then you need good electromechanical engineers, hydromechanical engineers, geologists, surveyors. PR is also very important nowadays, because unless and until your PR is good, you won't be able to make a project. You need a lot of licensing with the state government, you need a lot of licensing with the central government. So there are many multi-dimensional facets which are needed in making a project. And most of the organizations, what I am seeing, that the manpower is decreasing day by day. In BBMP also we have a challenge, because we have a potential of around 13,000 megawatt of pumped storage, though it's not yet allotted, but we are going towards the DPR preparation very shortly. But we are finding in the challenge, it's the challenge not only of PSUs, it's a challenge of state governments also, it's a challenge of central government also. I have been in CA, I have seen how the size of the engineers in Central Executive Authority, they have decreased, because earlier we had all the major projects being commissioned before 2000 have been made with the help of design engineers from CA and CWC. At that time of time, we had hundreds of engineers in the design wing, so all have retired. So this is a challenge in all the organizations, and I think it's a time that we should suitably address these type of issues, multi-dimensional expertise in all these aspects. Other issues are tougher now. The environment and forest clearance is tougher. It takes a lot of time, it needs a lot of patience also, because time means money, and investing money basically. Even for the PSUs, you are basically responsible to the central government, or the, we can say, Ministry of Expenditure, that you have to make it within a time. So that aspect is also there. Local resistance, R&R issues, and R&R issues are not present in purely ROR projects, but in storage projects, that's the major aspect. And TERI is very good example of a good R&R aspect which has been kept in storage projects. And last is what I told about the PSPs in the northern region of the country, because we have a lot of PSPs which are coming in the southern part and the middle part of the country, but we don't have any PSPs allotted in the northern parts of the country. Only TERI, which is going to be commissioned very soon, That's the only PSP which I see that it's there. But otherwise, we have also a lot of potential in Himachal. There is a lot of potential, but they are not still yet allotted. So PSPs are certainly required because we are going for more and more renewable solar and wind. So that challenge is there, how to make PSPs in the northern region of the country. For that, some allotment norms have to be carried out. The central government has to come forward to talk with the states. We are also talking with the states how to get it allotted at the earliest so as to harness the pump storage potential of the country. Regarding BBMB, we have a presentation from Mr. Naveen Gupta. He is our director HRD, and he will discuss in detail how these projects came up. And I don't want to say much more because time is precious. So with these words, I wish once again a very good conclave, and something useful comes out from this conclave, and we may submit it to the government so that the government looks forward how to address these issues. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you for your insight, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with our program, it's time to delve deeper into the theme of our conference. To provide us with a comprehensive overview and set the tone for this conclave, we have a keynote address lined up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to invite Shri A.R.K. Vishnoi, sir, Chairman and Managing Director, THDC India Limited, for the keynote address. Please join me in welcoming Shri R.K. Vishnoi, sir, with a huge round of applause.
Very good morning to everybody. The dignitaries present on the dais, Chairman BBMB, Director HR, THDC, RED, NTPC, Secretary CVIP, and I can see many stalwarts sitting in the front row. Mr. VK Singh, ex-CMD of NIPCO, Mr. Ajit Dhawan, CMD MECL, ex-member, MAKP Singh and Mr. Baba, and all my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. So, LAHAR basically is an initiative, and this is an initiative taken by Government of India about a couple of years back, and it really didn't gain much traction in the initial months, as rightly put up by Mr. Manoj Tripathi. But with the recent emphasis on the large hydro projects, and of course hydro projects in general, by the Government of India, now this particular initiative has to move fast. This particular conclave is yet another attempt to push the efforts of the Government of India to sensitize the stakeholders of hydro project industry that the hydro projects are essentially required not only for the society but for the country as a whole. Mr. Tripathi has just laid the significance of projects like Bhakra, Tehri, and many more, Hirakud and all. Those were all conceptualized and the construction started maybe 6 decades or 7 decades back in 50s and 60s. So if something was relevant, if the construction of hydro project was relevant in 50s and 60s, when the population of the country was less than 500 million, it is more relevant today when we have crossed almost 1.4 billion population mark. So, realizing this, now the recent emphasis on hydro project by Government of India by way of policy interventions, by way of taking steps such as LAHAR, which is large hydro active reach out, reaching out to all these stakeholders, telling them, making them aware of what hydro projects can do, what hydro projects have done to the country, and issuing various guidelines which can promote the execution or faster execution of the hydro projects in the country. The outcome is that it's not only from the power generation point of view, it is the availability of water, it is the prevention of floods, it is the general overall preservation of the ecosystems, it is also the overall development of the social paradigm in the country. We have realized so far, having a journey of almost now more than 75 years in the field of hydro sector, that what hydro projects can do to a society. Of course, there are very few industries or very few industry revolutions which have delivered so much. We have many examples, and all of us are aware of it. The people who work or who have been working in the hydro sector industry, they are very well aware of this. Now the need is to make the public at large aware of all these things and making them aware that hydro projects are in the overall interest of the society. We all know the benefits of the larger benefits of the hydro projects. Of course, there is no need to repeat them again and again and again. But still, there's a large section of society which has so many misconceptions prevailing, and that is because of many reasons. We can, of course, make responsible to many forces which are outside country also. We can also blame some of the environmentalists who are working for their own biased objectives. But the fact remains that there are misconceptions prevailing in the society about the hydro projects. Despite the fact that every day in and day out, every monsoon season, every rainy season, and maybe, of course, in the lean season also, we see the benefits or the huge benefits arising out of the hydro projects. The most recent misconception which has been spread by many anti-dam lobby people is that hydro projects disturb the local ecology or the local, the environmental system, such as the virgin slopes, hill slopes, wherever we make the interventions, and then there are landslides which get activated because of the construction of the hydro project. Now this is the most recent thing which was started, spreading about a decade back, maybe 15 years back. And whenever a landslide event takes place, maybe because of some other reasons, the blame goes to the nearby or the hydro project which is in the proximity of the event place. Now, realizing this, Government of India, they commissioned a study over this. That let us try to analyze all the hydro projects what has been constructed so far, and let's see that the conditions of the slopes before the construction of the projects and after the construction of the projects, and whether there has been any adverse impact of the construction of hydro project or there has been a positive impact. Now, after a detailed study, the report was out and government has issued an official statement stating very clearly that there was no adverse impact on the stability of the slopes because of the construction of the hydro project. Rather, it is otherwise true that when the construction of the hydro project is over, in the long run, normally the slopes get stabilized and there is an overall increase in the stability of the area, and that is witnessed at almost all the hydro project sites. Tehri is an example in the vicinity here. We see many hydro projects like Golden, the Bhakra. Wherever you go, almost slopes in the vicinity of these hydro projects have been stabilized, and there is hardly any landslide event which take place after the construction of the hydro projects. So, what I'm trying to say, this is just a kind of a misconception which was trying to, unnecessarily, people were trying to induce in society and then making the people, just to create a kind of a hue and cry and some kind of hype against the hydro projects. Now, this is exactly what we have to, counter. Each one of us who has the responsibility of working in the hydro sector, of course, apart from the work, what we are doing in our official capacity, we have a responsibility of acting as an ambassador, of spreading the right feedback, of spreading the right objectives of the hydro projects and the benefits of the hydro projects to the society and the country. The public, which is normally, or which get, informed through the media, whether it is the print media or the digital media, we have to be very, very active, and the reaching out to the public through this media or through the various dimensions of the media, it is an important thing. Today, this conclave, like what we are holding, whatever we discuss here today, it should not remain in this auditorium only. I would request my Director HR and the team which is responsible for conducting this conclave, that as soon as the conclave is over, the very, very wide publicity to these proceedings of the conclave should be made in the print media as well as in the electronic media. And whatever are the key points which will emerge after, of course, the deliberations and then so many experts who have gathered here, these points should be compiled, collated, and then finally put it in the form of a news item and then informed to the public that this is the kind of an effort which is taking place, and the engineers or the professionals who are responsible for the construction of the hydro projects and the operation of the hydro projects are out here in the open to tell the public that hydro projects are the boom or in the overall interest of the society, and not the way it has been so far projected by many anti-dam lobbyists. There are many other, apprehensions which are raised in the past about hydro projects, like they give rise to the floods. I mean, it is something which is quite contradictory from the fact that, as rightly pointed out by Chairman of BBNB also, that whenever there is a flood, hydro projects help to reduce the impact of the flood. And this is exactly what has been happening in the past few years. 2013, when there was a disaster, each one of us knows that what Tehri Dam did to the cities like Haridwar and the Rishikesh, and many more cities in the downstream side. Had there been no Tehri Dam on the Bhagirathi River, I think everything would have been flat in 2013 flood. Every year, what Satluj brings from the top, Bhakra stops everything, holds everything, and then what is released downstream is the regulated water, which is used for the positive, activities or for the positive works by the public in the downstream area, in the command area. There is a complete revolution in the downstream areas after the construction of the projects. So it's not only the flood prevention, it is the availability of more water also. Availability of more water during the times when it is desperately needed by the people. I also belong to a command area of Tehri project, and I have seen the change in lives of the people there. The farmers who were with great difficulty, they used to take only one crop in a year. Now they are taking 3 crops in a year. And the All the houses in the villages, I also have my ancestral house in one of the villages in the command area. Those houses are kacha houses. Now you cannot differentiate between a village and a town. The transformation has been huge, and it has been very kind of a starking difference between what it was and what it is today. Now, if this kind of transformation is possible, why should we stop it? And why should we allow a few people, just a handful of people, to spread something which is not correct, which is far from the facts? This is exactly the objective of this conclave, and this is exactly the objective of LAHAR. Government, with lot of hopes, has formed this committee and has launched this initiative of LAHAR. And what we have decided, of course, as a committee of LAHAR, that we will take it forward. We will start many such initiatives under this LAHAR program, whereby we will intimate the people or public at large the benefits, and we'll make them aware. We'll make them realize, what big projects and what hydro projects have done to the lives of the people. We last year had one delegation from Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh is a territory where now most of the hydro projects of the country are slated to come now. And we had a delegation of the project affected people from there, from the Siang Valley, what has been mentioned by Mr. Tripathi here. Siang project is going to be one of the largest project of the country. It's going to be a 10,000 megawatt project, very big initiative of the government of India. And there also, in the valley, because of these reasons, what I just mentioned, public are not really aware of what is going to happen after the construction of Siang. So we had a delegation from that Siang Valley visiting Terry project, visiting the rehabilitation and resettlement colonies here, visiting the change in the lives of the people before and after the construction of the dam. That was a very successful visit. There is a need now of many more such expeditions. And from LAHAR side, I would like to tell you that this is going to be one major plank on which we will try to depend upon, that this is where, or this is through which we can, convince the people where the hydro projects are likely to come, that what hydro projects can do to their lives. So, such expeditions will be organized. I would request now my team in the LAHAR program, my colleagues from different organizations like SJVN, NHPC, NTPC, NIPCO, and other departments also, that they must try to support this kind of, venture, or these kind of activities, whereby the public is they will directly get an opportunity to interact not only with the engineers, not only with the people working at various projects, but also with the people who went through, this kind of transformation after the construction of the hydro projects. Let it be a transparent exercise. Because whenever we try to tell something to the public ourselves, it's very difficult to believe. And whenever you make somebody look at the things themselves, then it is believable. I personally, saw the huge benefit of that particular visit, and such visits now will be one of the major exercise which will take under LAHAR. Other than this, there are several other suggestions which have been coming, that we should start holding, rather forming groups which can hold nukkad nataks in affected communities area, and also, interact them on one-to-one basis, several families, interact with the heads of the communities there, organize community level meetings. We can also, create certain digital content which can be screened out, in the notable places in the community area, and also any other kind of a local media through which messages can be spread faster and with more efficiency and effectiveness. So these things are being now worked out. Of course, we'll be needing more and more resources for this, and we from THDC side will commit all kinds of resources, manpower resource as well as financial resource. I would request the same from other fellow organizations also, NHPC, SJV and DIPCO and NTPC. NTPC of course being the big brother, of course they have higher responsibility of contributing more and more in terms of resources. These initiatives or these exercises now have to take off, because on one side, as you are aware, that the government is trying to do everything possible on their part by making the policy interventions. We, on the other side, have to do this function and have to do this kind of work, because once a hydro project is taken up right from the beginning, the people who are there in the vicinity of the area, they are aware that what is going to happen during the construction of the dam, what will happen after the construction of the dam, what they are going to get during the construction of the dam, what they are going to get after the construction of the dam. So such communication has to take place. Government from their side, of course, through various policy interventions like making the grants available for the flood prevention, making the grants available for the enabling infrastructure, making the projects viable by allowing backloading tariff exercises, by spreading the free power regimes, by advising the state governments not to levy any kind of fresh taxes, even going to the extent that whatever taxes have been levied, central government has asked the state government, has requested the state governments to lift those taxes such as the water tax, because ultimately it reflects on the viability of the project. Finally, it is paid by the consumer of the electricity, and of course there is a burden on the consumer. So many interventions have been made by the government. Other than that, the difficulties like in execution of the projects, such as the contractual difficulties, the geological difficulties, a lot of initiatives have been taken. The contractual difficulties, the dispute avoidance mechanism has been put in place, dispute resolution mechanism has been put in place, faster dispute resolution. Dispute resolution mechanisms were there earlier also, but then disputes were lingering on for years and years. Now the faster dispute resolution mechanisms are there, and in the last couple of years I would say that these have been extremely successful. So contractual disputes are at minimum today. The result or the outcome of this is that we are heading towards the faster execution of the hydro projects. The geological difficulties, again, government has allowed, the kind of liberties to hire any expertise around the world to get whatever, the specialized mechanisms or the specialized studies possible from anywhere around the world. Also, the time given to such studies or the geotechnical investigations is also now more emphasis has been laid on this, because it is the sincerity with which we carry out the geotechnical investigations at the time of the DPR preparation, which leads to an efficient execution of the hydro project. Also, the clearance mechanisms, the appraisal mechanisms at the government level have been simplified to a large extent, and developers of the project have been now given more and more kind of a flexibility to execute the projects. So, an era is now visible, or it is rather already there, where hydro projects execution will take off with a much faster pace in the coming 10 years, 15 years than what it was the last 3 decades, 4 decades. This is the most opportune time. I would request each one of you that we must start spreading the messages, right messages, in respect of the huge benefits of these hydro projects to the public and to the society. So this is the larger objective of this conclave. I would request all the participants and the experts who will be delivering their talks today during the day that they should try to focus more on this particular aspect rather than telling us the more technical features of the hydro projects. We will hold many other conferences for those purposes, but as far as today's event is concerned, it is restricted to only and only this, that how to make the public aware of these developments and the initiatives of the government in respect of the hydro sector. So I wish all the success to the event, and I personally commit myself that whatever is possible from my side for the success of this LAHAR, not only for today's conclave, but in all future events to come, I will do everything from THDC side, from my personal effort basis. And I would also request my colleagues, the experts who are here today, that they should also try to commit themselves for the benefit or for the success of this LAHAR initiative of the Government of India. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you for your enlightening address, sir. Now to deliver the vote of thanks, may I kindly invite Shri K.K. Singh, sir, Director CBIP, to the dais, please.
Good morning. It is with immense pride and honor that I extend my heartfelt gratitude in proposing the vote of thanks for the inaugural session of this crucial conclave on harnessing hydropower potential under LAHAR, Large Hydroactive Reach Out, an initiative of Ministry of Power being organized by THDC India Limited in association with CBIP. We feel honored that Sri R.K. Vishnoi, CMD THDC, Chief Guest of the today's program, has found some moments from his very busy schedule to inaugurate the conclave and address the participants. We are grateful to him for this gracious presence and inspiring and motivating address, which we are sure is going to set the tone and guide our meaningful deliberations during the conclave. We are deeply indebted to you, sir. We convey our special thanks to Sri Manoj Tripathi, sir, Chief Chairman BBMB, Sri Salendra Singh, Director THDC, Sri S.N. Tripathi, RED NDPC, Sri A.K. Dinkarji, Secretary CBIP, for their kind presence and valuable views on the subject during the inaugural session. We express our deep gratitude to Sri Manoj Tripathi sir and Sri Salendra Singh. I take this opportunity to expressing our gratefulness to everybody who are going to deliver in their talk about the importance of this conclave. We have received good response in respect of technical papers and participation. but due to time constraints, we could accommodate only 12 papers for presentation. However, all papers have been published in the proceedings of the conclave for the benefit of the participants. We appreciate the efforts put in by the experts for their excellent contribution. I convey my sincere thanks to all the dignitaries of the dais, invited guests, and all the participants who have joined this conclave. My heartfelt thanks to all the team members of THDC and CBIP who have diligently worked to make this conclave a resounding success. Last but not least, to save your time, I would like to thank everyone who are associated and contributed to this important conclave. Let us carry forward the momentum and insight gained here to further advance our shared goals in harnessing hydropower potential. Thank you once again for your participation and support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude our inaugural session, I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जगति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With this, we have come to an end of the inaugural session of this conclave. And now it's time for a short tea break arranged outside the conference venue, requesting everyone to please be back by 11:40 a.m. for our first technical